Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's video is all about how I come up with different ideas for creating artwork every single day. It can be difficult, and even I went through a stage where I just found it so difficult to come up with ideas to be drawing every day, and it does sound like a challenge, but I've found it's a lot easier now, and I'm hoping to share some of the things that I found that have made it easier with you today. Okay, so I'm going back to a slightly older style of video and doing a time lapse in the background with me chatting over the top. Sometimes these videos did quite well, other times not so much, but I just thought for this subject it's an easier one just to have something on in the background. And I did this landscape earlier today and thought, why not? Because it kind of does go with that idea of, well, how do I keep coming up with ideas every day? This is something that I actually do. I do draw every single day, even when I'm working. Now, obviously, we're not working at the moment, so I have a lot more time on my hands. So I've been doing a lot more artwork, and I'm still keeping up with ideas of the things that I want to draw and paint. And to some people, that can seem quite daunting because it's like, well, how can you keep coming up with all of these ideas? How do you know what you want to draw all the time? Some people will occasionally listen to these and go, excuse me, I just don't have the time. I have so many ideas and just not the time. And you know what? That's amazing. If that's you, perfect. 100%. This video is probably not for you. But for those of you that are genuinely feeling stuck and just not knowing how to start or where to start, I would say, first of all, have a look at things that inspire you. So I recently did a video on all the art books that I own, and the reason why I've got so many is because of those times. So when I was having that problem, which wasn't that long ago, I would have a flick through those to help come up with an idea. Even if I couldn't think of anything brand new, I would just choose something out of one of the books and just draw it. Now, I know there's a lot of stigma around copying, but I'm a firm believer in if you're copying just for you and you're not planning on sharing it or taking it and saying it's your work, then there is not a problem with doing this. But if you're trying to claim credit for something or try and make profit out of something that is not your work and you have just copied it, that's when it's wrong. But to start off with just giving you an idea of what to draw, just getting those creative juices flowing, copying something that you genuinely feel inspired by is something good because it enables you to practice. And it could be, oh, I really like the colours in that, so I'm going to draw this. And you might find what you've ended up drawing you don't like, but you love that colour palette, and that might inspire you to do something else. So I would say try and do something like that. If, however, you're on Instagram trying to find ideas and instead it turns into just procrastination, because let's face it, it can, maybe put the phone down and have a look at what's in your room around you and draw something that's in front of you. If you're anything like me, I have decorated my own space with lots of figurines and art prints and all these little random things in my room. So if I was ever feeling particularly stuck, I know I could just go and draw one of those. Again, once you start the process of creating artwork, it's then a lot easier to carry on coming up with ideas, but it's getting there. Other things that may help is, in all honesty, setting a challenge. So for myself, me drawing every single day isn't a hardship because I've set myself a challenge of drawing a portrait every day for a year. That means every single day I have to draw one portrait. Well, that's automatically getting me drawing. And once I've got drawing, I can then go, sometimes it's, you know what, I really love this portrait, but now I want to do it bigger. I don't want to do it on an A5 scale. I want to do it bigger and I want to add this element to it. Or it could be, oh, you know what, I really enjoyed this, but I'm getting a bit fed up with doing portraits, and now I'm going to do some landscape studies, which is what happened today. I just kind of woke up feeling like I've done literally portraits for ages. I've done my morning portrait that I have to do for this challenge. Now I need a break and I want to do something completely different. So setting yourself a challenge is a good way to help this. There are also lots of things going around at the moment, like quarantine. It's on Instagram, I'm sorry, but they come up with loads of prompts of things, and it could just be taking one of those prompts, like I know one of the days was bloom, and just drawing something around that. Those sort of prompt lists are always going around on Instagram and social media, And they are great ways for you just to think of something and have just to spark an idea and just get drawing. Lots of other ways to get ideas, in all honesty, is writing down lists. It can be quite frustrating sometimes, and I've done it plenty of times, when we've thought of this amazing idea and then we've gone to sleep, or we've gone to work or school or whatever it may be that you're doing, and then you've totally forgotten what that idea is. Well, sometimes it helps to have a list of ideas. It's something that I used to do a lot. It's not something I bother doing as much at the moment because I'm not working, so I have all the time to draw. But I did used to use the Notes app on my phone and just write down a load of ideas from there of different things that I wanted to try and do at some point. Or even just a list of things that you want to improve upon. So if you're kind of sitting there thinking, oh, what the hell do I draw? Well, have a look at that list. I want to improve noses. Okay, we'll get some references of noses and just start drawing them. Honestly, I know it sounds very simple, but the main thing to keep you coming with ideas and new ideas is, in all honesty, to keep creating. Draw whatever comes to mind and it will progress into more and more ideas. So after doing this page of landscapes, I was feeling a lot more refreshed and feeling like, oh, okay, I've had a nice little break from portraits, and I was flicking through this sketchbook and going, oh, you know what? I have done hardly any proper full double page spreads. I mean, it's a massive sketchbook and I will be doing a sketchbook review on it, but I hadn't done any. And so I thought, you know what, let me do some of those. And I decided to do it on portraits because that's part of my challenge. And it's genuinely, I love drawing portraits, so I want to keep practicing those. And so that gave me that idea, but I needed this little break to be able to do it. And sometimes it's just burnout and you need to take a break, but try and remember to keep yourself motivated enough that you can get back into it. And that is the harder part to do. But that's why I say set yourself a goal, set yourself a few things that you want to improve, and you've always got that to look back onto. And if none of that works for you, well, have a look through your sketchbooks. I never used to keep my sketchbooks. To be fair, the first sketchbook I actually finished was last year, and I do have a sketchbook tour for that, but that was the very first one I ever finished. And now I know the importance of keeping them, because if you look back on those, you can see old ideas that you used to have, and you might find something there and go, oh, you know what, I really love this idea, but I've improved so much now that I think I could do it better. And it could just be a case of redoing an older piece. And just honestly, there's so many ways that you can think of new ideas. It's hard to list them all in one video, it would be going on for ages, but I think my top ones are: keep a list of ideas, that way when you are feeling like you've got no idea what to draw, you can refer back to that. Give yourself a few art challenges to do, that definitely helps keep the creative juices flowing. And keep looking for other inspiration, whether it's different art books or different artists' Instagrams. Use different prompt lists. Prompt lists are really helpful for sparking ideas. And I'm pretty sure I've mentioned a few others. Oh yeah, drawing something that you see, just something that's in your room, and things that you know you need to improve on. Hopefully this little list of things will help. I'm pretty sure I missed a couple off the list. I'll try and have them on the screen for you. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. That's it. That's the end of the video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe if you enjoyed it. If there are different things you would like to see from this channel, don't forget to leave a comment below. All those sort of things really do help the channel out. Until then, I'll see you in a couple of days, because we are still in lockdown, so these videos will be coming out more regularly. Until then, keep safe, and I'll see you then.